To fulfil his quest, the manager broke the bank, twice smashing the club transfer record. Expectations were now higher than ever.
You know, people go in there and play and say that, you know, being at Old Trafford is pressure because the expectation. I didn't see that as pressure at all. I was doing something that I totally enjoy and get paid heaps of money for. I'm playing at the best club in the world. I really don't understand when people say that was pressure.
Finishing as runners-up in the Premiership meant an early start to the Champions League via the qualifiers against Poland's LKS Lodz. And it's a case of bring on the big guns.
I think the good thing about '99, we played probably every top team to get to the final.
The group made us have to play at our very best right the way through. We got Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Brøndby. I mean, they called it the group of death at the time. And we knew we had to be at our very, very best to even get a point on the board, never mind get through the group.
So we definitely did it the hard way, but every game seemed to have a different twist to it.
I remember playing Barcelona at home, and first half playing absolutely fantastically well, and in the second half they absolutely battered us. Just couldn't get the ball. You just thought, well, they can score at any time, and I've never really felt like that at Old Trafford.
And this extraordinary night takes another turn. Only 21 clubs have ever won the European Cup, and once won, it becomes part of the destiny of that club to try to win it again. Bayern Munich have been waiting more than 20 years, Manchester United more than 30. The chances of both of them qualifying for this season's quarter-finals are minimal. With Barcelona and Brøndby in their group, it may be that neither of them will make it.
Just got to learn, to kill teams off, when we're 2-1 up.
Bayern Munich, they never give in. They keep going right till the end. The boss told us that this morning, and it's proved right.
But the result is bad for us, it's bad for Manchester too, because the draw is really not good in Champions League.
They're all going to take points off each other in this group. It's such a tough group, and we've just got to make sure that we get a good result against Brøndby.
When United travelled to Brøndby, all eyes were on the best goalkeeper in the world, probably. Peter Schmeichel's always big news in his native Denmark. But the season's headline hoggers were the partners in goal-scoring crime, Andrew Cole and Dwight Yorke. Even the Great Dane couldn't stop them.
Me and Andy had a particular bond together, and that made things a lot easier to play with somebody who understands you on the same wavelength as you. And the more we were practicing and playing together, we seemed to click quite a lot.
It was very special, yeah. I think the understanding between us, was top draw.
We were throwing dummies, we were stepping overs, and everything that a dream, as a playing partner, everything seems to work at that particular year.
I don't think a lot of people actually really realise how good it was, because a lot of people say, well, we must have worked on it in training or whatever. We didn't work on anything, it just happened.
Good evening from the best football stadium in Europe, and this is where UEFA will stage the Champions League final next May.
I think Andy Cole and Dwight Yorke produced the best attacking performance in terms of a pair that I've ever seen.
To go in the new camp where there's 110,000 people there watching this game.
To have two players on the same wavelength, basically knowing exactly what the other's going to do, and to create as many chances we do and score as many chances we do. I think that's going to take some beating.
No one deserved to win, no one deserved to lose.
And I remember turning around to Keane at the end of the game in the dressing room and thinking, what was that we were playing out there? It was like, you attack, we attack.
After the Barcelona game, I think the respect we got off a lot of opponents, like their centre-halves and that, and they wouldn't try and take any liberties or anything like that. I think you could say that did set the tone for us going on to win the tournament.
Or definitely takes Bayern Munich through, and it would be Manchester United then who are hanging on results. And we hear Manchester United have taken their seat at Europe's top table too. They have qualified with a draw.
It's a good result, and it gets us to the stage where we want to be. I think we're capable of doing it, yeah. I think we've qualified without playing particularly well. Look forward to the quarter-final draw next week.
At the time, people said Inter Milan were the best team in Europe, and we got them in the quarter-finals. But we produced an unbelievable performance at Old Trafford. We blew them away inside the first 20 minutes, really. I remember Henning cleared one off the line. I think Peter made a great save. They had a goal disallowed, which probably wasn't. But having looked back now, you need that luck, and we had that at Old Trafford that night. Going away, again, an incredible atmosphere. They had Baggio, Ronaldo, Zamorano, Djorkaeff, so they had some great players. Played really well first half, probably should have scored. can only be a learning experience for so long before it starts to become a little bit. I think we're in a European Cup semi-final again.
18 months have passed since Juventus were beaten 3-2 on this ground. There are only 5 survivors from their
We played far too open. They played 3 midfield players and they gave us a real tousing. They could have been 2 or 3 up actually. But what we did in the second half, we brought in David into centre midfield and put Ryan more forward. And we could have scored 3 ourselves. But we were happy to get the goal late on in the game from Ryan. And we set up the semi-final terrific.
There are going to be 3 added minutes. He's got it! A lifeline for Manchester United has been thrown out by Ryan Giggs.
How do you see the second leg now, Alex?
I think we've got a good chance. I think we'll score over there.
And I always remember before the game saying that we will definitely score. And that was the mood of the team at the time. Going away from home, we felt we could score all the time. Yorke and Cole were in incredible form that season. And then it was 2 goals in the first 12 minutes. So it was a nice start to the semi-final.
I'm sure people who was watching and say, oh, it's all over. There's no way we can come back from this.
We had to score 2 anyway, so it wasn't that much of a big deal that they'd scored 2, I didn't think.
But credit to the players, and particularly Roy Keane, who had to endure the booking which, caused them to miss the final, drove himself onto an unbelievable limits that night.
I think if you analyse the game itself, people get carried away the fact because I scored and I was suspended. If I hadn't been booked, I don't think it would have been mentioned, the performance, so it's quite embarrassing really.
Full speed ahead, Barcelona! Manchester United are in sight of the European Cup final again!
I did my little shimmy and went through 2 defenders and went around the goalkeeper. I thought I was fouled. I looked around to find out. But Andy's again. But I did again. That's a partnership that we had.
Yeah, fortunate that night. He fell over, didn't he?
It's a team game. That's what I say. It was a team game.
It was just the biggest buzz possible to know that you're gonna go to a European Cup final.
And we're off to Barcelona. What more can we ask for?
I think we were destined to win it that year. Every game was such a massive game. Once we were on that run, there was no stopping us. There was nothing going to stop us.
When we get up to our maximum height, we'll be travelling at 1,350 miles an hour, twice the speed of sound, 23 miles every minute.
We've been unbeaten since Christmas. Momentum was high, we're on a roll, and then go down to just outside Barcelona and just chilling out before the game kind of thing, and getting ready for a big game.
I took my son and he come to me and said, Dad, can we just be a supporter for the day? So he wanted to just go there and mix in with the people of Barcelona, and that's what we did.
I mean, the game's a game to me. I never get butterflies, but I've got to confess, I didn't even sleep the night before because it was like, this is the European Cup final.
There's always a few tingles there, you know what I mean? I think you cannot help get a few tingles, especially when you walk out there and the size of the place. I mean, it was against a big club in a massive arena, and it was a great night.
Don't hold your breath and get a grip of your seat and make sure you're tied down quite tight, because it could be a roller coaster of a match.
Even to this day, and I mean it, we were 1-0 down, and even going into injury time, I thought we'd win the game. It's amazing, these things. I just thought we were destined to win the trophy that year, no matter what happened.
Let's be fair, in that game we all thought they were dead and buried, didn't we? But how often have we seen it over the years that they come back and score in the last minute, last 2 minutes?
I would go as far as say, yeah, maybe we can get a 1-1, a draw, possibly extra time, the most. But to score 2 goals in a minute, that's something. I just take it, I just take it a little bit far.
Big Pete was coming off for corners. It shows you how desperate we were, really. It does. But we just need that break, and they were, as soon as we scored, they were down and out.
Veramente una partita che sembrava già finita e che probabilmente non era stata neanche così tanto divertente, ma che ha riservato 3 minuti veramente di grandissima suspense.
I'll tell you what, if they can equalise, and I'm not betting against them, I think they'll win this.
3 added minutes. Can Manchester United score? They always score. Name on the trophy. Teddy Sheringham has equalised for Manchester United. They are
playing defence. defensive. Schmeichel's not coming up for this one.
Is this their moment? Manchester United have reached the promised land. The two substitutes have scored the 2 goals in stoppage time, and nobody will ever win a European Cup final more dramatically than this. Champions of Europe, champions of England, winners of the FA Cup, everything their hearts desired.
I slid down on my knees because I think that's what the German did when he scored. So I think I wanted to overdo him. It's not going to happen to me again like this in injury time. We've been 1-0 down for the whole game. So it's something I'll remember the rest of my life.
Che ogni tanto fanno sì che mi guardi ancora la registrazione di questa partita, perché effettivamente come si va a rivedere un bel film, anche se si sa già come finisce, ogni tanto mi capita di andare a rivedermi questi ultimi 3 minuti perché sono veramente particolari.
I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Manchester United are the champions of Europe again.
After the season finished, after that game, I think for the past month, I don't think I've had a good night's sleep at all. I felt like I was in cloud 9. I was floating. There was no room for sleeping, and I didn't.
I didn't feel part of it that night, but that's taken away nothing from the team. They've done magnificent, and I partied with all of them. But deep down, I felt I'd missed out. I got a medal back at the hotel, but the medal means absolutely nothing to me. And that's not to respect anybody, no disrespect to the players or the staff or the club. That's my own personal feelings. That's why, obviously I'm trying to go and win my first one.